Hey, what's up, fam? I hope y'all ready for this upcoming week. Let's just go ahead and hop into things because I know y'all are on a time schedule. So, first and foremost, by watching or reading this, you're saying you understand the following. I am not a financial advisor, and this is not trading advice. This session is solely for educational purposes. There's significant financial risk associated with options trading, and I'm not liable for your wins or losses in the market if you decide to act on this information. Cool. Let's hop right into things. All right. So look, let's go right into the flow for this upcoming for last week, right? So on Friday, it looked like Tesla, Microsoft, Win, Baba, and GME had the top call options flow. On the put side was Nvidia, Amazon, K-Web, Apple, and AMD. All right. So they're shorting K-Web already. K-Web is an ETF that tracks the Chinese stocks on the US, on the New York Stock Exchange, right? And so for the week, the top call flow went to NVIDIA, followed by Microsoft, Baba, AMD, and PDD. PDD is the company, I told y'all that's the parent company for Temu. Then we had the top put options flow went into BA, Tesla, Amazon, Gold, and KWeb once again. All right, cool. Let's dig into this a little bit more. Just a sec. I hope everyone is doing great. All right. So I'm just taking a few notes here uh, that I'm going to revisit. Let's see. No, last week was interesting, and I honestly don't know exactly what I feel or how I feel about this upcoming week. Something kind of, I don't know, I smell a rat. And then they're sending Powell out there tomorrow, but we'll talk about that in a little while. I'm not gonna say a little later because we meeting isn't that long, right? But let's hit that really quickly. And I don't want to forget about it. So go ahead and make a note about this too. All right. And there we go. That should be enough. That should be enough. All right, let's go ahead and move on. Okay. Lessons learned recap. All right, just gonna move on a little bit from this. What I'll say is, right, don't if you know you're trading on Friday, don't go out and party on Thursday. That's my lesson learned. So yeah, let's kind of move on. All right. Economic data and Fed speakers for this upcoming week. All right. So I highlighted Powell because they're sending Powell out there tomorrow at right before 2 p.m. And so we'll see how that goes. I mean, again, we have a lot of Fed speakers this week, but the ones that stand out the most are, well, obviously we got Powell, but they have Governor Cook. She's coming out on Tuesday at 11:10 a.m. They have Collins. She's coming out there Tuesday at 6:15 p.m. And then they have Bostic coming out there Thursday at 10:40 a.m. So those are the ones that stand out the most for me. But again, pay attention to all of the Fed speakers. And they actually, sorry, they have Bostic on there Tuesday at 11 a.m. But I would just overshadowed by Powell being up there. So yeah, just pay attention to all of the Fed speakers. What's most important for economic data for me? Chicago PMI tomorrow. Sorry, the we got the ISM manufacturing PMI Tuesday. We got JOLTS data Tuesday, but then we got non-farm payrolls coming out Friday. So that's something else we really need to pay attention to because we're going to get the unemployment rate, we're going to get the average hourly earnings and all of that. So that's just something we should be paying attention to. So we have a really big week of economic data and packed with Fed speakers. Now, is Powell going to walk back everything that he said? I don't know. let's just see what happens. But again, October is historically a bad month for the market. I don't know if it's because of Halloween or anything, but we didn't really get that bad September that everyone was expecting. But I've seen in the past, like I'll use 2000 and 21 as an example, that we didn't really get the bad September like that, but we did. It ended up it caught up with us in October. So yeah, so we just got to follow the price action, and I really think that we could possibly have an interesting week ahead of us. So let's just see how things play out. Let me switch over to this chart so we can kind of just get into things a little bit. All right. So first things first, I got okay, QQQ was the first thing that I charted, and there are a few ways to look at this chart here. And let's just do it. All right, so for QQQ, what I have now, you see how price closed here, right here at a level. So again, I'm not sure what's going to happen because I don't like the way the market closed on Friday, but we did hold this area here. So that's important. And so what I'm looking at for QQQ, I feel like I posted a trade idea for this, but I'm just going to talk about it a little bit more. Now, if we bounce off this area, this level right here, then my first price target would be up here at 490. You know what I'm saying? That's 490 would be my price target. But look, if that so but markets gap up, gap down, stuff like that. So that's one way you can play calls off of this if we hold this level. Now, if SPY, sorry, QQQ, if it doesn't, let's just say we just get a gap up or something or just the stock just starts to move, you don't have to play off this level because again, that's a little risky because you can get a little pump and then come back down or whatever. Just follow the price action, find a setup on a lower time frame. But, or you can just use the trigger for calls. If we take out 490.64, then your target would be 493.70 and then possibly 496.34. So that's the levels that I have. And this is a gap fill area right here. So that's what we'll be looking for on that. Now, on the put side, if we were to lose this area right here, I would say under 485.56, the targets would be 482. We got 482 right here. And then we got a bullish gap fill area down here at the 474.70 price level that I would be looking for as my targets. Now, the weekly is a little interesting on QQQ. Let me just spread that one a little bit. So we came back up here. And again, like I said, these levels are just they're the levels are the levels, but you got to give margin or whatever. So it's a little interesting. We got an inverse hammer here and we just about close here, but it's still closed green, it's still closed green. We had a few tech stocks that came in and showed up this week. And so it was enough to hold on when the market started to sell off this Friday or this past, Friday. Let me get out of this for a sec. All right, there we go. All right, so on to my next chart, which is, you know what, since we're here, I'm just going to go ahead over to SPY because SPY is a little different, and SPY is a little different, and we got to really take things into account. So, all right. So look, so you see SPY. Okay, SPY is a little different than QQQ. QQQ had already come down here. Excuse my levels. Look, so I'm not going to talk about it, but yeah, excuse all of my levels, man. I got a lot of levels. But here we go. Rather use something else. Yeah, I'll use something else. So look at this, for example. I'm just going to put something right here, just something that y'all can visually acknowledge. All right, cool. So look, so SPY has some room to possibly come down. We finished inside. So that's a good, inside is a neutralizing candle. So although we had a 222 continuation here, this inside candle neutralizes that because it hasn't chosen a direction, right? But yeah, it finished red, right? But we finished inside. So let's see what we can get out of this. What I'm looking at, if SPY takes out the 570.42 price level, then my first price target is going to be down here at 468. And then if we take that out, the 468.27, we take that out, then we coming down here to to 565. So I said if we lose 570.42, just to make sure I didn't say the wrong levels, my first price target would be 568.27, and then 565 would be my next area. So we have some room to come down if that was to occur on SPY. Now, here's the weekly, just for some context here. We had that same inverse hammer as we have on QQQ. But again, we got some room down here. And then here's a gap here on the weekly also. But yeah, so let's just keep that on watch for SPY. Now, again, it's not all bearish though. If we were to take out the 574.22, then I'm looking for we got that high up here at 574.70. So that's why I wouldn't have, this is what I say. I wouldn't trade it if we took out the 574.22. I would trade it if we took out the 574.71. That's the all-time high. And so we have to play it like that. But again, I like to wait for a retest before I would play that. So a good thing, if SPY was to pull back, but not really break down, a good area to pull back to would be back down here. So we get a nice move back down to this area here, down to the 570, that area where I said, the 570.22. So we pull back down around to this area. You got to give it some margin. Pull down here. Let's say if it pulls down here and bounce, then you can play that back up to the all-time high. That's something that I would do. Yeah, but yeah, that's SPY. Let's move on to Microsoft. Microsoft. This chart is interesting for Microsoft, and you see a lot of flow went into Microsoft too on Friday. So let's just look at this for a second. Look at it in. So we got a 222 reversal to the downside, but we completed this move down here already too. So I like a nice retest. Excuse me. So price came back down here to this area, and it didn't fully come down, but it's in this area. We have a little room on Microsoft that we can possibly make a few moves again to the downside if it wanted to do so. So let's just do it like this, right? So we got a 222 reversal to the downside. I'm looking for it to hold this area if it was to come down here. So if you wanted to play puts on this, it's just a little interesting for me because if it loses to 427.47, yeah, you can play it down to this what is this 425 425.95, or let's call it 426. I mean, that's a cool move down. I guess a little like about $1 move down. And then the next target would be the 424.49, and then back down to 421. Now that's if that was to happen, but it'll likely bounce here unless the market comes down. So what I'm looking for, if it was to bounce, right, we would get over 431.85. Then my target would be up here in this area. So up here to like 435, that would be our target for Microsoft, and then possibly even higher up to 438. What is that? 438.69 and so forth. But yeah, so it could come down though. If it loses this area, then look for a nice move down. I think we get a really nice move down if this structure breaks. So just keep this on watch. Now we can get a really nice move on Microsoft if this happens, especially if SPY falls apart and everything, because Microsoft is one of the first stocks to go when the market starts to come down. It follows SPY really heavily. So let's just see. And I know it's in QQQ because it's a tech stock, but I'm just saying Microsoft just being one of the biggest stocks on the planet, if not back the biggest stock on the planet. One of the top three, the Nvidia, Microsoft, and Apple are the three biggest stocks, right? So, and here's the weekly chart. This could be looked at a few ways. This could be looked at as a bearish flag that's forming here. This could definitely be a bearish flag, and I love a nice flag, right? So here we go. We got a bearish flag forming here on the weekly chart for Microsoft. So we at the top of this range here now, right? So we at the top of this range here. So we could get a move, to the downside. We could get a lot of things that could actually happen because of this. But then you could look, if I want to be like realistic, I guess we could look at this a few ways. This could have been a bearish flag right here, and price could have broke out, and we got a reversal here now, and now it's consolidating with a small bull flag. But the flagpole, so we can get a reversal on any of these. So let's just but yeah, let's just see how this plays out. Again, these levels or patterns could be whatever you want them to be. So we'll see exactly how this plays out, and go from there. But we got a 222 reversal here. We got a 222 reversal here. So we got time frame continuity. Now I'm going to look at the monthly chart because the monthly it closes, that candle closes tomorrow. So let's just look at the monthly just quickly. Okay, interesting. Nice. So we still got a 222 reversal that's enforced and is holding up pretty strong. But we can see how things happen. Again, we're going to watch the price and react in real time. So there's Microsoft. Let's move on. All right. Next, let's go ahead and hit. Let me go ahead and get Meta out of the way. Meta. Meta looks pretty good here. Let's see. So, all right. So here's our daily chart on Meta. Let's see where this line came from here. Okay, cool. So it's our daily chart. If you look at it, you can see Meta, we had a nice flag breakout here, and Meta's been running up here ever since. And now we're getting a little consolidation, So is this distribution or accumulation? Which one is it? So is it accumulating or is it distribution? So let's see. We don't know yet, not enough information to tell. But what I can say is, Meta ran up quite a bit and it's consolidating. Now, sometimes stocks will run up like this and they get a little exhausted and they consolidate for a while before the next move up. Now, on the weekly chart, you see we got a hammer, but it's not really enforced. Well, it is, but it kind of closed at it's not a doji either, but it's close to where price is close to where it opened. We opened at on Friday on the weekly chart. It opened at 569.50 and it closed at 567.36. So it's crazy. All of that price action we had last week. Look, the low of the week was 554.19 and the high of the week was 577.40, and it closed right there where it left off. Like within $2 of where, within a $2 range. Interesting price action. All right, so look, I feel like, yeah, we got some information here, but look, Meta is at all-time highs. So we don't have a lot of data to work with up here. So I need to do some surgery on these daily candles up here to get more price action, just to see what's going on, right? See if I can get some structure out of that. So let's do some surgery on those candles and see what's going on. Okay, all right. This gives me some more information. All right. This is a little confusing. I'm gonna get this out of here, man. I think it's supposed to only be on the weekly. I think I'm using this on weekly. I'm just gonna hide it for a sec. Yeah, so now I can just work with what I have. All right, so this is what we have for Meta so far. All right, we don't have a lot of data to work with, so we got to work with what we have. And this is what I have so far. So Meta got up here and it's down here now. It's retesting this area here again. This is the session hourly. So what does that mean? Now I have another chart. I have another chart that I had with a few more levels on here, but just look at this. Look at this. So, I mean, we're trying to work out this price action. Again, I see a small bearish flag right here on the session hourly. But again, we're just going to follow what price shows us and what it does. But I'm just looking at the price right here, just giving y'all a little idea of what I'm seeing. Nothing too much, but this is what I'm seeing right here. We got a little bearish flag right here on the session hourly. Price moved up, but it's holding this level here. As long as we hold up in here, we're fine. We got another area. I mean, this is a bigger one, but let me see how that averages out on the daily. Yeah, this is the bigger one right here. This is the bigger one that's more important. Let me just clone this one. Clone. All right, give me that. Give me that. So you see, if we lose this area right here, then I feel like we got a problem if we start losing this area up in here, because then we got a long way down if that happens, right? So, and this was like we played meta puts the other day, and these were two of our targets that we were looking for. And they played out pretty nicely. But I'm just saying, watch this area that we do have it. But then when you zoom out, because I like to zoom out, this is a small bullish flag, I'm sorry, bearish flag we see up here. This flagpole isn't too long, right? So yeah, we could get a breakdown and price could come back down here to five. I was thinking 555. That's what I was telling the team, around 555, right? And that would kind of match the flagpole for up there if we were to get that move down. But look, hold on, I'm gonna show y'all something else, because I don't want to just be biased, And I wouldn't call that being biased, but um, I want the money. It doesn't matter which direction we go. But check this out. We got an uptrend. Still got an uptrend. So it's been bouncing every single time. So nice place to close. And I was telling my team, as long as Meta holds the structure, because structure is more important than anything else to me. Market structure over EMAs, market structure over P&L. That's hard for a lot of people. But anyway, here we go. So as long as Meta holds this area right here, I think we're fine. Meta holds that, then we are fine. So that's what we should be watching out for. This here, if it breaks down, oh yeah, we got issues, we got violence, and I'm ready for it, whatever happens. But if it holds, we get a nice bounce up, and let's continue it, because every time it bounced off of this area, we got a nice big move, right? Well, yeah, nice big move, but then here we go again. But it just came back down a little quicker this time. But we're still making higher highs. That's what's important. The trend is still to the upside. So yeah, we get a pullback, but sometimes you got to zoom out. But it's easier to see this when I look at the session hourly, because I can get a look at what's going on, right? So yeah. But yeah, so there's Meta. So okay, so what does that mean in terms of playing Meta? Okay, let's talk about that then. Let's just keep it simple here. We're gonna keep this one very simple. Keep it very simple. So yeah, calls over 570.84, and then I'm looking for a move back up to the all-time high from there, up to the 577.40, right? So if we lose this 564.51, then I'm looking for a move back down to 561.74, and then down, we can bounce there. So let's just watch that. But if it was to lose there, then down to 555, which would be my next target. So keep Meta on watch, man. And let's go over to Tesla. Oh yeah, how could I forget Tesla? Tesla's one of the only stocks that finished green. Beautiful weekly chart for Tesla. Beautiful weekly chart. So look, so if this thesis that I have, possibly, again, like I said, you can have any thesis you want for the market, but at the end of the day, none of this is etched in stone. This is why we make so much money, or why, because it's the humbleness of it. Look, we can think what we want, but we're going to follow the price action. I don't mind being wrong in my thoughts. It's about what you do in real time when the market gives you opportunity, right? So here we go. Tesla finished inside, but it was green. A lot of stocks, a lot of companies, a lot of ETFs finished inside, but Tesla finished green on the inside, right? So this is what we need to do with Tesla. There are a few moves to watch on Tesla. All right, so Tesla got delivery numbers coming up, and everyone's bullish on the delivery numbers, and it's a lot going on. Now, before, it didn't matter whether Tesla really beat or had a really big margin on the deliveries, because the stock was so overhauled. That's not the case right now, right? So I'm just going to tell everybody to be careful who's with this whole delivery thing, is expecting them to blast through everything, because they front ran it. Look how much the stock ran up this week off of that news. Just the possibility. It opened at 242.61, and the high was 261.75. It's like a $40 move on the stock this week, and it held most of its gains. So yeah, they front ran the hell out of it. So let's just see how things go. What I'm gonna say is, it's a few things obviously that you can do. If So if you're just going to just trade to trade, calls over 260.70, my target would be, well, I'm gonna say calls over 261.75, and my target is 275.60. I'm sorry, calls over 261.75, and my target is 265.60. Now, if you're looking to play puts, look for it for Tesla to lose 254.12. We lose that 254.12, then I'm looking for a move back down here to this gap fill area. We got a gap fill. I mean, obviously you can play it down to 251, but I'm thinking it's gonna likely close a gap if we get down there. And so that's down here to 242.61. And then possibly to what I say to what was that? Sorry. Um, wrong level. So like I said, if we were to lose 254.12, I'm looking for a move down here to 250. So I saw that 250. I'm like, okay, I'm 247. That's lower. Yeah. So then 247.84, is the next area that I would look for. So that's what I'm saying. But look, what I'm gonna tell you like this, just if you, Tesla may keep running tomorrow, it may continue to run tomorrow. And if Tesla does run tomorrow, then what you want to do is just I would sell. I would not try to just swing like I would not try to just swing through those delivery numbers. I wouldn't try to do that. I would just, play the price action and see what we get from that. And because you may not get what you're looking for. And then the market is really finicky right now. Piper Sandler raises their price target to 310 for Tesla, because the Q3 delivery estimates have gone up to 459,000 units, and that's many thanks to the strong demand in China. So just keep that on watch, and but that doesn't mean that it's going to happen. They were also talking about analysts think that Tesla will deliver more than 1.8 million vehicles in 2024, helped by the Cybertruck sales. So that's a big thing to keep in mind. And the Cybertruck is expected to boost Tesla's delivery numbers a whole lot. So with minimal impact on the other models. So let's just keep that on watch. And yeah, so then they were also talking about the subscription services for FSD. They offer steady incomes, so it's like a lot of that's going on with the autonomous, with the fully, it's only a matter of time before that technology become fully autonomous. So it's just like it's a lot going into it, and people just want what they want because they want. Now, look, even with the weak sales, because this is what I was thinking about at first, the weak sales in Europe, with the Model Y, that's set to become one of the best selling vehicles in the US. So again, I know we're speaking a lot about this Tesla thing, and a lot of people are bullish going into it, but the stock has been running. Now they are pricing in like a $20 move on the stock for this upcoming week, but that can be in either direction, right? So, just be careful, and like I'm gonna have my team, my team and I we'll figure this out. We'll talk about it tomorrow a little more in depth. But yeah, just be prepared for this, and just don't don't go too hard on this, man. And again, just take advantage of the move that's happening now, and let's go from there. But yeah, so just let me know if you have additional questions about Tesla, and we can go from there. So yeah, but again, they raised the expectations, and the stock has been running like a bat out of hell. So that's Tesla. All right, cool. Let's move right along. Amazon. Amazon. This is an interesting chart, man. A lot of flow to the downside. Um, in this particular name. So let's just see if it plays nice this upcoming week. We are about to find out. All right, so let's just see if we're going to hold or if we're going to. crash and burn. So yeah, so for Amazon, man, just look at this. Look at the weekly chart. So we got a 222 continuation, but it's definitely not enforced. Came back down and finished down here at this level. That's a lot clearer to see on the weekly here. So let's see if it holds here, because if not, there's a nice little ways down for this one. So what I'm gonna say is puts under 487.34 and looking for a move back down to, what is that? 185.29. So that would be my first target on Amazon if we were to make that move down. And let me just mark it up here for you. That would be my first area that I would be looking for. And then possibly a move back down to, if it doesn't hold there, then we can make a move back down to, what is that? That could be possibly a move down. But again, I'm just going to say 183.36, right? Let's just say that. Let's say 183.36 before we go any harder with that. Stock doesn't move that much in a day. We'll see how it goes. Now to the upside for Amazon, if we can take out that, I'm going to say calls over 191. Calls over 191 for a move back up to this 185, this 190, 194, up into this area here. Let me just mark it for you. So back up into this area here. So if we were to, if I'll say 194.55 would be the target that we look for Tesla, if, I'm sorry, for Amazon, if we were to get back up into these levels. But look, just pay attention to this though, because again, it could come back up here and use this area as resistance again. So if you want to play it off the bounce, that could be a move too, but look at it on a lower time frame if it does bounce. So again, just keep it on watch because it can make a nice move. I'm just curious about the monthly chart on Amazon because of such violence. Interesting. Okay. All right, so we do got what is that? A 223? No, yes, a 22. That's not a 223, a 222 on here. But that's an ugly pattern. But yeah, still green. Still green. All right. But all right, let's just see how this plays out. Again, the end of the month is normally pretty volatile. So, last day of the month, candle closing. So we'll see how things go and go from there. Next up is, let me just hit IWM. I always forget about IWM, and I should be hitting this more, especially with this turn I think that the market is about to make. Here's IWM. Here's IWM on the weekly and the daily. IWM, I thought it held up pretty good. Finished with an inverse hammer on the day, but yeah, let's just see how things goes with this one too, because you see this little bullish flag breakout it had, came back down and closed right here at where the breakout happened at. So interesting situation here. All right, so this is what we got for IWM. So IWM is an ETF that tracks the Russell 2000, the small cap stocks. So just keeping this one on watch. Like I said, Q3 ends tomorrow, so it's going to be a lot of volatility. A lot of at the end of the week, it's going to be a lot of sector, sector, not necessarily sector rotation, but they do rotate out of a lot of their positions and stuff like that. And I think they're going to rebalance. We're going to get a rebalance on a lot on these ETFs and stuff like that too. So just this week is going to be very interesting, very volatile. So yeah, but I just wanted to throw that out there. But here, anyway, if calls over 22260, looking for a move back up here, into, what is this? Said 22260, move back up here to 223.43, and then another move will be back up here to 223.97, and then maybe 224.94. So we got a few levels that we can watch here on IWM, but it can just bounce right here off this level and go back up, or we get a move down. So I'm gonna say under 219.53, looking for a move back down here, to 217.66. So keep this one on watch again. IWM, we've missed it out a little bit, but those contracts, they're inexpensive and they print. So just watch, keep it on watch. AMD time we're working with. All right, cool. Got a little bit more time. Yeah, this was a little, I don't call it catastrophic, but that's an interesting chart. The weekly makes it not look so bad at all. That's why I always zoom out, right? All right, so just above, started filling a gap. All right, so we started filling a gap. And let's just go ahead and look at what's going on. Go back here, here. So we got a gap right here that we are currently filling on Amazon. I mean, AMD. Slow down. Just slow down a little bit. Slow down. All right. So look, so we got a 222 reversal here on is that a 3 or 2? Let me just see. Let me see. Um 68.73, 68, 60. Yeah, okay. So that is a 223 actually. So we got a 223 on here on AMD. So what I'm looking at, all right, so if we're able to take out that 163.72, sorry, 74, 163.74, looking for a move back down here to 160, 162. And so hopefully it will bounce right here off this level after filling that gap. But if it doesn't, then the next move down would be 158.97. But see 150, let's call it 158.58, 158.58, right? So that would be the next move down if it doesn't bounce there. And but if it does, we can get if we get a for the upside, calls over 168.73, looking for a move back up here to 169.72. But that's the thing. If that actually happens, I'm gonna be looking for a gap fill. If they're able to fight their way back up here, I'm looking for a gap fill. That's what I would be looking for, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's going to happen right away. So if you're looking for something short term and right away, like I said, over 168.73, that move to 169.94 would be another move. But if it starts to get into that gap fill area, then you can play the gap fill back up. So just look at it like that. It looks great on the weekly chart and it's making nice strides to the upside. So let's just see how it plays out. It looked like it wants to be green. So just a little retest ain't never hurt nobody. So long as it holds up and as long as the structure is intact, it's fine. Yeah. So AMD. All right. Let's move over to Costco. All right. Costco. This is the Costco had earnings last week. And so the earnings was interesting because they don't provide guidance, and yeah, they don't provide guidance at all for this stock. And they beat on EPS, but they missed revenue slightly, but they're bullish on their outlook. But they were very during the earnings call, they were very they stood on not giving guidance, right? And they just wouldn't give the guidance. People, the analysts were asking and trying to get guidance out of them. They wouldn't, excuse me, wouldn't give it to them. But anyhow, I was telling my team on Friday, if it lost this the 50 EMA, this green line right here was going to hell, but it bounced off of it. It bounced off of it, came back up a little bit, but then it still finished red on the day, with the rest of the market. The weekly, we got a 222 reversal here, but it's still holding a little. Well, I mean, so yeah, we'll see how this end up playing out. So what I'll just say is, I mean, it's a wide range on this one, but the stock averages like $16 a day anyhow, so you can make a move either way on this. So what I'll say is calls calls over 893.50, and the target would be this gap fill, this bearish gap fill here at the 901.44 price level. That's what I would be looking for calls. Now on puts, if we were to lose that 874, there's a lot of room down that it could go. But I would be looking for a move here. I would be looking for a move down here to this area here at 864.87. that's a bullish gap fill area that we can hit right there. And if we lose that, then a move back down to 854. So again, just keep this on watch, man. A lot can happen again. Like I'm leery about this upcoming week in general, and just having Powell tomorrow at 2 p.m. 155. It's just a lot. But yeah, just watching this because again, structure is important to me. And I mean it's holding up pretty well still. Yeah, they broke the uptrend on the weekly. So the uptrend on the weekly has been broken. But let's see what happened the last time the structure on the weekly broken. Now, you know me, I like to see when things actually break down. Now, before we can look at this so many ways, because look right here, when it was going up, this was making higher highs, and then all of a sudden we got a 222 reversal with bounce. But this is a 90 EMA right here. So in this situation, okay, cool, went down here, bounced off of it too, right? But yeah, so still bounced off the 90 EMA. So there we go. All right. But then we got a situation here, 222 reversal, came back up, bounce, but then we came back up and bounce again and it broke down, right? This is a weekly chart though, weekly chart. So we'll have to see how things play out. So just because it holds here, that doesn't mean we can't get a move up and then a flush down. So let's just pay attention to where price opens and just what the action is showing, because like I said, the stock moves at average of $16 a day, but this is a lot of volume that came in here. And they were still buying it up because, some people, they just want to buy Costco anyhow. Let me just take a look at the monthly for a sec. Okay. Monthly still cool. But I just felt like this stock, see me personally, I see stocks, I feel like it's overhauled. No, this isn't a meme stock. This is Costco, guys. And so it's making, you see, there's a pattern here. It goes up, have nice runs, pull back, nice runs, pull back. So, okay, so where's the pullback? Are we going to get a pullback here, or was this the pullback? There's no way to tell. We got to follow the price action. So let's see what happens this week and see what happens, what this market does. All right, cool. We'll move over to another stock really quickly. I'm gonna hit bye bye. I keep skipping bye bye, but I need to hit it. You see that weekly chart, man? And it went past us, and I wasn't paying it any mind, and it's just been running like hell. A lot of, you saw the stuff that with the Chinese inflation and all of that. When they cut rates before we did, and it's just a lot that's been going on lately with China. But this move, man, and for us not to be a part of this huge move, it's just it's crazy. But it's insane. It's my fault. But so we're gonna be on watch now. And I made such a crazy mistake. And it was on my radar. It was on my radar, but I, I should have charted it. Simple as that. Um, but either way, here we go. That's a weekly chart. Just wanted to mark that up there because that's a crazy candle. And so here we go. Let's just look at the price here and see where we're likely to go, where this is likely to go. One sec. I'm going to mark this area up here too. Here we go. Good. I like when the pointers go exactly where I put them, because that doesn't happen a lot. But anyhow, let's move back over. So look, we got some movement that could actually moves that can take place on bye. So I'm just going to put this here as we're here. All right. So just keep it simple. Calls over 109.43 for a move to 109.71. So I'm just going to say, let's just say calls over 109.71 for a move to 113. That's a lot better. So that way you're not risking for it to get rejected here at this resistance area. So just play it there. And for a move up to 113. Now, if we were to lose 105.73, look for a move back down to 105, and then a move back. We got a lot that we can actually do if that was to take place. So, but I'm gonna say, nah, let's just do this. Let's do this. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Let's keep it simple. Let's keep it simple. So that's where we would move back down to, back to 101.70 if we were to lose that area. So again, and obviously it's a big move up. So it could be a big move down for continuation, right? So just see what type of price action we're getting. But this is definitely, certainly in play. And the news on this was, again, key factors today, um, experienced over 20% gain as part of a broader rally in Chinese stocks. Here we're talking about that the government following the announcement of government stimulus plans in China. Okay, so that's more data on that. Okay, cool. Now hit bye-bye. I'm going to hit PDD really quickly. All right, PDD really quickly. It kind of looked like bye-bye. It certainly does. Certainly does. I believe I charted PDD for the team this past week, though. It's one of the stocks that I did chart. Similar levels, man. So what I'm gonna say is the gap was almost filled, but it came back down some. So what we're gonna do is here, all right, calls over 138.96 for a move back up to this gap fill area at the 139.87. You know, we get up there, then we can make a move back up to 143.58. That would be the next target. Now, if we were to lose 132.14, there's a gap fill, bullish gap fill right here that we would be looking to fill at the 129.40 price level. So let's keep that on watch, you know. Again, big move in the Chinese stocks. I can't believe I missed this. I'm just sitting here just losing my mind. That stock ran $35. I charted it last week. I charted it for sure last week. And yeah, that's that. Now I do have, hold on, there was something I wanted to hit. I didn't hit NVIDIA, but that wasn't what I was thinking about. I was thinking about something else. Oh yeah, the Bowen chart. Look at this Bowen chart, man. It's like going to hell. Let's look at the damn Bowen. Damn. This is ugly. This chart is ugly. All right. So, all right. So look, I gotta go. I gotta zoom out some more. Hold on. Oh, this is ugly. Sheesh. All right. So Bowen Airlines, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Bowen. All right. So, wow. Wow. Okay. So let's just hit the monthly, right? So on this monthly chart, man, if we lose this 151.65, man, 150, 65. That's it. I mean, what I say, 151.65. So I'm just gonna say this, man. Let's square this off at 150 because that's just the whole aspect of it, right? Whole number. So let's lose 150. We lose that 150, then we got a nice move down that we can possibly hit the 142. Let me just take another look at something else really quickly. Hold on. I gotta take one more look at something. Hold on. Oh yeah, I know what stock I forgot to hit. It wasn't Bowen for sure. Hold on. I got a few stocks I gotta hit. I cannot close this meeting. I really don't care about a video too much, but yeah, so the ATR for this is about $5 a day. Yeah, so we could make a reversal here, start to get a little traction. Um, Hitting resistance here again. Okay, so nice little resistance area here that price has been hitting. Starting to flag here too. So let's just see what actually happens. That monthly chart is ugly, man. It's terrible. But yeah, that's ugly. So yeah, so I'll say calls over calls over 157.33 for a move back up to this area here, 158.46. If you want to play Bowen, right? Um, or if we were to lose this 154, like I said, it's just on a daily. I gave y'all a weekly setup too, but on a daily, 154.39 for a possible move back down here to 152.64 and then 151.65. Like I said, that 151.65, is that low. We take that out, man. We got violent. So it just keep Boeing on watch. Keep Boeing on watch. A lot of bearish flow went into it last week. JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs. That's what I can't. If I left here without hitting JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs, then I would not be a good coach. Let me go to Goldman Sachs first because y'all know that's one of my stocks, man. I like to trade. All right, we got Goldman Sachs. All right, cool. We got Goldman. All right. Goldman Sachs, weekly chart, Goldman Sachs. Look, the daily and the weekly, they're kind of similar here. So I like when we get a similar chart, but one of them is a little better than the other. Still holding that breakout area from this bullish flag that we got here off that gap up. So we still got this breakout holding intact here. So we got the pullback, but we got the breakout that's holding intact. So what I would be looking for here for this stock, let's mark up a few places here. So, all right. So I'm looking for this. All right. So we could take out, if we take out the 505.40, then 506.61, and then a move up to 513.11, which is what I would be looking for. Obviously, with that 513, that's what I would be looking for up in that area if we were to do that. But if we were to break down, we got a few places that we can go to the downside too. Stock's been holding up pretty good at this area, and I like it. So, you know, we lose this 495.86, move down to 493.88, and then possibly this gap fill area down here if we were to break down there. But it's been holding up there pretty well since the gap up. So just gotta be careful with these gaps. Sometimes they get filled. I mean, at some point, but sometimes they don't, but may not. So yeah, so the gap fill will be 485.22. So we got two areas that we can hit to the downside on this. But yeah, keep it on watch. Like to trade this one a lot. So yeah. But look, now that the market, there's possible turmoil in the market, possible turmoil. Walmart may end up being in play. Let's take a look and see what's been going on with Walmart because we haven't been talking about it. It's a defensive stock. Oh, it looks great on the weekly, by the way. Defensive stocks, stocks that people go into and they buy when there's turmoil in the market because they're defensive because there's something that you could buy. You buy in any climate, any situation during whether it's a war, a pandemic, a recession, you're still going to go to Walmart. So yeah, that's why it's defensive. So people would dump their money in Walmart when things go wrong. And so we want to play it. We want to buy too. We want money too. So we go up here and we play these same areas and do the same thing. So here we go. So calls over 80.29 for a move back up to 81.04 and then possibly the 81.60. Puts under 79.60 for a move back down to 79.06 and then possibly down to 78. So just keep Walmart on watch. It's a few levels that can be hit on this stock. I mean, obviously I can go more. I got a few more levels here that we could possibly hit, but yeah, just keep it on watch. You see, it's been trading in this area and it's up here at all-time highs. So let's just see exactly how things play out with Walmart. Last stock. Shoot, I lost my train of thought. Um, it's not CVX, but it's the other one. Um, damn, I'm lost. All right, I'm gonna go to the ETF, the EXLF. I'm gonna go to the XLE. XLE. I lost my train of thought all the way. XLE is the energy ETF, but I was thinking about the number one stock in that ETF. It's not Chevron. What's the other one? Wow, what's the ticker? It's weird, man. Um, but yeah, so we need to look at these stocks. But here's the ETF, man. The ETF that tracks the energy sector, XLE, XLE. There we go. All right, beautiful, beautiful bullish flag here on the weekly. And you see this price surge that happened on Friday? Wasn't paying attention. Wasn't paying attention. So really, really nice setup here. Really, really nice. And again, it's defensive also. That's why I jumped over here to it. We were talking about defensive stuff. So, wanted to come over here and hit this one also. Could not leave energy out of the game. So here we go. So I'll say this because we got the 9 EMA right there. So I'm going to say calls over 89, calls over 89, 30, calls over 89.32 for a move up to 88. Sorry, what I say? Calls over 87.32. Sorry, for a move up to 88.62. That would be my target. And then we got a gap here too. You get over this area here, what is this? 88.90, and then we can make a move back up here into the 90 zone. So we got two targets on here for the upside. For the downside, now it's a long way down here, but there are levels in between too. If you look at this on a lower time frame, because this was a quick surge up, and sometimes we don't make those the same move back down. But look, so here we go. But let's just look at it for what it is, though. So for what it is right now, puts under 85, 86 for a move back down to 85, 45, and then possibly down to what is this, 85? That's a big range. I don't like playing stocks with ranges like that, but we gotta, just play what the market gives us. There's a big few moves on here that the stock could actually make. What I say is, let me just move this out a little bit. There we go. A lot clearer. So here we go. So I'm gonna say this. Puts under 85, 86 for a move down to 80. I said 85, 86. Yeah, right. 85, 86. Yeah, for a move back down to 85, 45, and then 84, 39, then possibly down to 83. So let's just keep it on watch again. Energy sector, ETF. I could not think of why is this happening, man. What is I'm gotta figure this out, man. Hold on. If it's not Chevron, um, wow, that's gonna kill me for the rest of the day, man. Um, Hold on 1 second. Come on. How did you see, man? You've been having these brain farts sometimes, and you just so now Exxon. So what I did was I just went and looked up the top stocks and XLE. I knew that was the top one. I just couldn't. I lost the name. It looks just like Chevron. I'm sorry, the XLE ETF X. So Exxon is XON. So you see the stock. It looks great. Looks great on the weekly and the daily. So all right, same situation that we were talking about for XLE, the ETF, because they look very similar. But we need to keep this on watch because, again, like if the market does sell off, yeah, I know y'all don't want to sell off, but we got to prepare for what happens, what the market gives us. So this is what I'm gonna say. Calls over 116.09 for a move up to 117.05, and then possibly back up here to 118.20. What is that? It's like 118.20, something like that. Puts under 113.25 for a move back down here to 112.82, and then possibly down here to 111.10. Yeah, man. So yeah, so that's the stocks, man, for now. That's all we have on the chart setup tip. And I hope everybody enjoy the rest of their day. Leave your questions in the comments. And yeah, look to hear from y'all. Cheers.